Hi, my name is Holly Wires. Welcome to either Strategies for Online Instruction or Data-Driven Teaching Practices. This is just a quick video to go over APA formatting that you will want to have in your paper. First of all, you will have a title page. On that title page, you will have a running header, and you will just put that, as you see here, a running header. That's the title of your paper. You'll open up your header, type that in, and it will show up on each of your pages along with a page number. In addition, you will have your title in the middle of the page, your name, what school you're writing this for, the class, the teacher name, so that would be either myself or my faculty partner that you'll put there, depending on who is your content faculty, and you'll put the date. This is what your cover page will look like for your APA formatting. To review an APA style paper, you can go to the Purdue OWL website and review this on your own there as well. So looking at the paper, you'll see as you come to your second page, you'll have the title again in bolded, okay? So that's one thing that I want to point out. You still have your page number, and you'll still see your running header up at the top of the page. This one doesn't have it, but it should. So as you are looking at your in-text citations, you want to be sure to toggle between your research and your own words. That's really important. We're not just putting quotes from research right next to each other and stacking those. You're using your research to support what you have in your writing. And I'll make another video to show you a little bit more about research, conducting your research, and then how to then include that into your writing. This is just going to cover APA format for today. So you'll notice this is a good example of when you say according to Thiel, he's the author, and you'll just include the year after that. That's a good in-text citation showing how you would incorporate that with a smooth transition. Otherwise, it would be at the end of your sentence. So let me find one that's at the end of the sentence. And a lot of these have a little too much in their in-text citations. But this one is a good example of what that would look like at the end of your sentence. You're going to put the author and the year at the end of your quote, your summary, or your paraphrase. And I do want to see that this comes from research. When you're writing, you don't want to just throw in a citation without it relating to the sentence that you're putting it with, okay? So that's important. You want to make sure that you're also including those so that I can see your research. Otherwise, you're not going to get credit for research in your paper. I'm trying to see if I have one that might be longer. Now this one has the year, right, already in the sentence. So then you didn't have to include the year again. And you'll notice there's not an author for U.S. Department of Education. And that's okay. If you don't have the author, you can use the title of either the organization, which this one would be the U.S. Department of Education, or if you don't know the organization or the main person, the main site where it's published, you could use the first few words of the title of the article if you're using an article. But that's an example of that. And then you'll see as you scroll down, you can do headings, some subheadings throughout your paper, which this just helps you stay organized and on track. So I highly recommend using those headings appropriately. Make sure you're including those appropriately. Like, you don't want to put a heading for something that is not related. Make sure it's related, that you're organizing your paper well, and then that you're using those subheadings to help show where your information is at. Okay, and I'm just going to keep scrolling down here because I want to show you. I don't see a longer quote. If I see one, I'll point it out to you. Okay, so here's a longer quote. This one is, okay. So note the following, for instance. They have a colon there to show that this is going to be a longer quote. Okay, and they include that long quote, that long, you know, several sentences of information along with the page number. So you have, you know, this is the author. We're going to note the following. Here's all the information that we're including from this source. And it's indented over on the left, so it's all indented to show that it is all pulled from a source. Okay, so it's quotations longer than 40 words should be formatted as block quotations. Indent the entire passage ½ inch and present the passage without quotation marks. Any relevant page numbers should follow the concluding punctuation mark. If the author and/or date are not referenced in the text as they are here, place them in the parenthetical that follows the quotation along with the page number. So if they weren't here at the beginning, you would still put those here at the end. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going down. I want to show you something else. If you are using numbers, so in your data-driven teaching practices class, you want to use graphs to illustrate the numbers that you're discussing. That's fine to put that information right with that body of text that you are illustrating. Perfect. This is an example of how you would do that. Figure 1 illustrates this data. Okay, that is okay. If you're in strategies for online instruction this term, what you don't want to do is you don't want to include examples of your work that you're going to be doing with your students. Instead of including examples with your text, you would include an appendix. Okay, so if it's not representing the data, if you're not creating tables to show how that number, how you're illustrating that, you're going to create an appendix, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Hopefully. Okay, so here's your references. Keep going. Here's an appendix. Now, you would list the word appendix at the top. You might have more than one. So you might do appendix A, appendix B, appendix C to show exactly what you're referencing in the text, right? So you might say, I'm going to be scaffolding this lesson with this activity, and it's a visual aid that I want to show in my class, and I'm going to put it in my paper. Your visual aid is going to go in your appendix. You can create several appendices. You might just have, you have to tell me in the actual paper, in the body of the paper, you know, I am creating the scaffolding activity, see appendix C, or see appendix D, whatever label. You know, you're going to go in order, however many examples you want to show. You're going to start with appendix A and move to B, and then C, however many you want me to see. So this is important to understand as you might want to present some of those examples with scaffolding or differentiated instruction activities. All right, so this is really all I have for APA format except for the references. Let me go back up there. Does not want to scroll. So you want to say references. It's not works cited. That's MLA formatting. You want to do AP formatting, which is references. You want to have them in alphabetical order. And you want to use your Purdue OWL basic formatting instructions, which I'm going to break with this recording. I'm going to stop here and I will create another recording for that. Thanks, guys.